share just a word from the Word, a spiritual food. You just give me just a couple of minutes. Wasn't able to sing with my wife today because we're getting over this meningitis. So, but I can still talk. So I'll try not to talk too long, and don't laugh for me. I'll try not to talk too long. I just want to share with you one scripture. All right, just one scripture. And this is the words of Jesus. And he says this: "Do not think that I came to destroy the law or the prophets. I did not come to destroy, but to fulfill." Let me read that one more time. Just one scripture. Listen to this. This is the words of Jesus. "Do not think that I came to destroy the law or the prophets. I did not come to destroy, but to fulfill." Let me just give you just a little background on this. When Jesus is talking about the law, he's saying that I didn't come to destroy all the laws of God that were in the Old Testament. He's saying I'm not come to abolish those. I haven't come to say those have no more place. They're not good. I've come for this purpose, and the purpose is to fulfill what God has said in the Old Testament. So let me just give you just a quick little bit of background with this. The laws of God, you might not be familiar with this, but this might be interesting to you. The laws of God that are in the Old Testament are really broken down into three categories. One set of laws is called the ceremonial laws, and those laws are found in the book of Leviticus. They have to do with worship. They have to do with the way sacrifices are made. And they also point to what God had promised in the Old Testament, and that is that God was going to send a sacrificial lamb for all time and all eternity, which would actually fulfill the laws of God. So there's the ceremonial laws. And those are found in the book of Leviticus. There's also another section of laws that God gave, and they were called the civil laws. The civil laws are found in Deuteronomy. They had to do with someone's conduct, someone's daily living. But they're God's laws in the book of Deuteronomy, the civil laws. There's also another section of laws. They kind of break down, like I said, these three ways. Another section of laws, and those laws are the moral law, or we know them today as the Ten Commandments. The Ten Commandments. Not only was there the ceremonial law, and there was the civil law, and then there was the moral law, but then there was the Jewish law. And in the Jewish law, they interpreted all the laws of God. In fact, there were 613 oral interpretations of the law to help mankind understand that. So in the Jewish law, they interpreted the laws of God. There were 613 of them. 365 of them were positive, and the remaining part were negative. So you take all of these laws, and Jesus says, I didn't come to abolish the laws, but I came to fulfill the laws. Now here's an interesting thing, because later on in the same text, Jesus says, if you break one point of the law, listen to this, if you break one point of the law, you've broken them all. Isn't that something? That's a pretty high standard, isn't it? If you break one point of the law, you've broken them all. So Jesus comes along and he says, I've come to not do away with the law, but to fulfill the law. And the very words that Jesus says is this: here in just a little while, I'm going to give my life as a sacrificial lamb.